Now, if you have hip pain from osteoarthritis or other issues in the hip, like bursitis, okay, you can use a muscle therapy system to help you. Now, if you have a hip replacement already, or if you got metal implant, you can still use this, and it'll help you tremendously because after surgery, you can have a lot of scarring in the area, and the stimulation will help to loosen up the scars and the muscle around that joint. All right. So after your surgery, after everything's healed, you can definitely use this, and you should be using it. And if you do have metal implant, and when you put the stimulation on, if you do feel little pins and needle, you simply move the pads a little bit to the side, and that should be okay then. All right. So use large flex tone pads, and what we want to do is we want to surround the hip. Right? So if your pain is right in the hip joint, so we're going to put 2 pads around the hip, or if you have the luxury of having 4 the large pads, you can do all 4 at the same time. So we want 1 above, 1 below. We're going to stimulate that for about 20 minutes, okay? And it doesn't matter which mode you use, but you do want to turn up to a point where you get some strong stimulation and the muscles moving. Okay, so you feel nice contraction, nice relaxation, relaxing the area, relieving the pain and the inflammation. Now, after 20 minutes, we want to switch the pads to different location. Now, this time, I want you to put 1 pad right in the buttock area. This is where the nerve is, where the piriformis is, okay? So we're going to put that right on the buttock, where you put your wallet for the guys out there, okay, right there. And then the second pad, I'll just use this to show you. You want to put right on the groin area, all right? So just 1 pad right in the groin line, like this, all right? And again, do that for at least 20 minutes, all right? So basically, you're doing what we call surround the dragon. You're surrounding that painful joint. So I'm just going to repeat myself here. So to begin with, 1 pad above and 1 pad below, right there. Do that for 20 minutes. After that, 1 pad on the buttock, another pad on the groin line for another 20 minutes for hip pain. All right, good. Now, if you have groin pain, okay, like a lot of athletes out there have groin pain. They pull the groin muscle, and hockey players, other people who push off a lot, or they happen to hit the toe playing soccer, they can pull that groin muscle. So what you do is you put 1 pad around the groin line, and the other one just above it or just below it. And I would do both, all right, to help to relax the muscle and to stimulate the body's own ability to heal itself. So that's for anybody with groin muscle pain. You should be doing this treatment lying down on your back with your hips slightly flexed. Okay, put a couple pillows under your knee so that muscle can be relaxed while you're giving treatment. All right. Same thing with hip. Okay, when you're treating your hip, you should be lying your back or sitting, and then put a couple. If you're lying down, put a couple pillows under your knee so the hip is in a nice loose position. Let me show you a series of exercises for your hip-related problems. Now, find yourself a good chair, okay, to support yourself, or anything that can support yourself, and just swing your hips back and forth like a pendulum, okay? Don't need any force, just gently swing that hip. You just want that joint to go back and forth. Again, motion is lotion. You want to lubricate that hip joint. So this is very good for anybody with arthritic changes in the hip joint. Or if you got tight muscle in your hip joint, that will help to loosen them too. So do this as often as you can throughout the day. And after a few months, you'll see a big difference with your joint pain. Now, I'm going to show you some stretching as well. So again, find yourself a good chair to support with. Stand with the bad leg towards the chair. Put the bad leg behind you. And support the weight with your hand and go down gently. Then you should feel the stretching on the side of your hip, just like that. Okay. Now, to stretch the groin muscles, I point my toes forward, front, okay, and back foot, and I just go down. Just go straight down and just a little bit forward, keeping my back straight or slightly extended, and just leaning forward, and you should feel the pulling in the front. Now, if you want more stretch, you just have a longer stride. just like that, okay? And to stretch the adductors, I turn my foot sideways. And doing the same motion, I just go down slowly, supporting the weight with your hand. So you can control how much stretching you're going to have. So this, turn the foot out, I'm stretching the adductors. I turn my foot forward, again, like a fencer stand, all right? Just gently go down and slightly forward. So you feel some stretching here and in the front. Okay, so those are good stretching for your hip. Now, to work on any tight muscles that you might have inside the hip area, the gluteus muscle, the piriformis muscle, you just lie on your back, okay? Now this is a two-step process. First, you lift your hip up till it's making a straight line with your back. And then you push your feet away from your buttock. So my feet is going away from me. And that's the action. Now some of you may find it easier to be pushing against the wall or something that don't give. And if you do it right, you can feel the buttock muscle really tense. But the hamstring muscle at the back of the leg here, that stays nice and loose. If you just feel tension in the back of your leg, then that's not correct. You want to feel the tension here. This is the muscle you're working on. And the hamstring, stay nice and loose. So push away from you, contract for 10 seconds, and relax. Okay? So lift up, push away. Push, 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 push for 10 seconds. Again, this is tense, this is loose. And relax. And repeat that 10 times. And then do that a couple times a day. That'll help you a lot.